It had seemed like an ordinary fender bender, and when I approached the trucker, whose 18-wheeler I'd slid into the path of, I wasn't expecting any trouble. So when the young man who stepped out of his cab and began screaming, yelling, and getting angrier for the damages I'd done to the chrome fuel tank of the IH-203 4-bore, I wasn't ready for what happened next. He began to get bigger, hunched over on all fours, and turned into a smuggler dragon, the most fierce one I'd ever encountered yet. The blast of flame coming out of between his peeled back lips quickly ended my farm boy existence, and I knew no more. Now, whilst my mind and soul lay in some astral limbo, the caustic fires that were still eating away at me leapt backwards through my astral ancestral time until it threatened to expunge the founders of the family branch I was a part of. The Roman Catholic saints that me and my ancestors were insured by made their claim for compensation on my behalf to the Worm Court. The Worm Court heard the case of Hartman et al. Versus Brazier Hiss, son of a prominent dragon socialite. Knowing that a long drawn-out court case could make things more difficult for her son, Brazier, his worm mother agreed to a hushed-up settlement with the Roman Catholic saints Geratus. I was considered damaged goods, and so when I woke up, I discovered myself a ward of the Worm Court. The 9 worms examined my past human existence, decided it had partly led to my confrontation with Brazier, and decided I'd be better off if I was enhanced to aid me in getting along with other monstrous beasts, such as worms, I'd soon be rubbing shoulders with in a short while. And so I entered the Worm Court as the shade of a human farm hand, and departed the august presence of the worm judges as a shady were-witch wolf-dragon thing. There I stood in the presence of the 9 honorable worms, the shade of a human farmhand in the tattered work clothes I'd worn on the day the smuggler dragon Brazier Hiss had flamed me out of a fleshly existence and into the notice of the Worm Court. The 3 central worms got off the ground where they had been crouching. As they did so, they spread their wings wide as if making the sign of the cross benediction. On either side of them, the other 2 trios of worms also slowly got up and prepared to convert me to the cause.